All right. So the passport costs us, you're going to bust up a $200 bill. And I recommend expediting it because 2 years ago, I think, Ed, you got yours Friday before we left on that Saturday, and we had to get some people involved with the senators. So it was it was a lot of fun. Yeah. So still working on people to sponsor us $300 a person. I've got some of it in already, but oh yeah, keep begging for money. It's right. This girl is begging without sending out letters. Have y'all understood the ideas about sending out letters? How I was trying to get y'all to do that. With the letter, you change what you want to change, what the Lord's putting on your heart, verse-wise or whatever, and make the check out to Calvary Chapel, mail it to you. That way you know you have $500 that's been come in so far or whatever, and then you give me the check. I put it in my little computer, which I have with me today. I credit to your account, and then I give it all to Joe. Now, what they do is they don't keep up they keep up one big account for 2023 Belize missions. And they don't say, hey, well, Ed's got $400 and I got $700. They don't keep that all. That's just not their thing. They don't have time for that. So I have a little QuickBooks thing, a Quicken that I use, and I'll just register it and we can keep up how you're doing and what's going on and all. But have it mailed back to your house. That way you know what's going on. I only mail mine out to Christians. Maybe a family member if they want to be a part of it, and they might be or not, or a Christian type situation. But as a whole, I don't want to go to the world for God's needs. My God is big enough to supply the needs, and the money's out there. The one story I got for you quickly is the first year we went to Samoa out in the South Pacific. Tina told me, said, you don't get it out of household funds, and I said, well, that's fine. I'll send out support letters, and about 5 days before we left, I had all the money I needed. I mean, just like I got a cost figure for y'all, which y'all have sent y'all out in the past, and 1 day or 2 days before we left, somebody put an extra $150 in my door, says, take this for your missions trip. I'm like, I was kind of like, Lord, look at this sheet of paper. I don't need this. Aren't you omnipresent, all-knowing? What are you doing? Finally, it just kind of put in my heart, says, just take it. Maybe you'll give a love offering to a pastor or whatever. Well, we were not organized like me and Tina are now. We went on separate airlines. We met where we needed to meet, and then we went to the rest of the way. My family went through the old TWA, which is no longer existing, and we broke down in St. Louis, and we had like a 3 or 4 hour overlay thing in Hawaii for we wouldn't miss the flight going to Samoa. There's only 2 flights a week going to Samoa, Friday and a Monday. Well, as we are on the tarmac leaving St. Louis, hey, we got 45 minutes spare. We're going to make this thing. We're all excited. We're going to have to hustle, girls. And and so then we get on the tarmac, and a blimp goes across the front of the runway, and the blimp has right of way. And so now we have no time. And so as we're pulling into Hawaii, we see our plane pulling out, going to Samoa. And TWA put my family up at a real cheap motel, but they wouldn't feed us. And I fed my family Friday night, Saturday and Sunday, and first thing in Monday for $149 and change. God knew I needed that $150, and I was here fussing at God. Aren't you omnipresent, all-knowing? Well, he's like, yeah, I am. You're going to need it. Well, ended up that he supplied exactly what I needed, and he's done that many times for us before, or since. So knock on the doors, tell people you're going. and it'll come in. Sometimes I get a $50 check. Sometimes I get a $1,000 check. You never know what's going to happen. I pray over every one that I put out. I pray for the people I mail them to, specifically, not just, Lord bless these people. I pull out, blessings for them, so to speak. So, if you need any help with your letters, printing them or whatever, I can help you. I have a color printer and all if need to be. But definitely don't be ashamed to let people know that you're going.
Steve's a little techie.
I'm a little techie. That's right. I love playing with the computers.
Comes in handy.
Oh, it does. It does. The itinerary is basically what you've seen. The only update I have at the moment is Francis has talked to 8 churches to come together for us. Now, I'm not sure if you've understood what Sunday after church, we're going to go to a big soccer field and we're going to have a big family day. And it's going to be sack races, whatever the thing, playing together with family, a message. The gentleman that's coming from here, he's going with us the last 2 years. What was his name? Seth. He has a great story about he was in stealing cars and doing drugs and went through U-turn and he's got a great message and
He's relatable.
He's very relatable and so he's going to be giving the message at the soccer field. Our goal is we're going to give out a lot of backpacks to everybody. It's not whoever just wins. Everybody gets a backpack for the children. But it's probably got some food and other things in it and some Christian tracts. And
then a backpack hopefully will have school supplies.
Yep, so it's going to have a lot of things in it. So we're going to have a family day and an outreach, so to speak.
I think hot dogs and drinks.
Yeah, hot dogs and drinks and that kind of stuff to feed everybody. So that's going to be a real big day. Something I haven't told you, Tina, is instead of the $2,000 to rent the little soccer field, it's $25.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, that's a God figure there. So I was pleased. That's all coming together real well. In there also we got a nursing home that we've reached out to twice. And also we're going to be in a children's home this year. So we got 3 days of reaching out to that situation. There's also, Francis has Tuesday and Thursday, he has a streaming Facebook Live type teaching. And sometimes he interviews us as he gets to know you. So, he'll ask you some prompt questions and you just, from a Christian view, how are you doing it? Because the family in Belize is not very healthy. Most of them are not married. They are living together. And sometimes the children who are this in the house is not of the daddy that's in the house now. So it's a very poor structure in the house. And so he's trying to educate and bring. And so if we get the children to do a family day and reach them all, that's the goal. There also is Tuesday night and Thursday night, we're having movie nights like we did the last 2 years. And Tuesday is Jesus Revolution. If you haven't seen it yet, you'll get a chance to see it. And we're talking about doing Thursday, maybe the one like we did. I forget the name of that one we did on Tuesday. It was a girl who was doing the running, and she was stealing a lot of stuff, but she was in a Christian school, and somebody got a hold of her as of, hey, Overcomer was the name of that one. That was a real good one. So unless another one pops up between now and then. So during those nights that we have movies,
we do hot
dogs and drinks and popcorn. And they don't have franchise there. They don't have movie theaters. They don't have McDonald's and Hardee's and all those kind of things. It's still mom and pop type stuff like it was in the 1950s around here. So it is just, and everybody loves that. Hey, how you doing? They'll stop and talk to you. People here, we're in a hurry. We got to go to that doctor's visit, or we got to hurry to work, and we don't stop. You stop and talk to someone, they'll sit and spend 15 minutes with you talking. So it really is a whole different environment. So, and they speak English. Most of them speak English, so it's a pleasure. I have, for 20 something years, I have had to work through translators, and I've done it. And you speak, and you hope they translate right, and they retranslate back to you, and it's just slow. It's just a pleasure to speak English for a change. So, but so after this, tomorrow I will go to the travel agent, and we will start locking down tickets. We have two from Mississippi, one from Myrtle Beach, and us. And but I'm looking about 17 people this year.
70 to 20.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see all that. So I haven't seen Chris, and
They're late, they're coming.
oh, you got the message. So, but very good. Any particular questions? Any thought patterns?
Are we packing an extra suitcase to bring with us that we're gonna have to pack daily?
Definitely. We'll have a packing day.
We just don't know what we're packing yet because, like with the backpacks, you kind of would like all the backpacks to look similar. You know,
Backpacks are expensive. They're $20 a piece
we
nowadays.
don't know if we're gonna like buy them here and tag them along in those luggages, or is there something that can be printed up there, or something that's simple? So we've got questions about that.
And Francis is working on that answer. So, yes, sir, Mr. Ed.
Is it possible that we can just make an announcement before service or something? If people wanted to donate money toward backpacks or something?
Yeah, I don't. Francis, John allowed me many years ago. If y'all remember, when I was going to Samoa, he allowed me to pass out these little paper bags because we needed over-counter medicines, and it had a list of things that you can buy from Neosporin to Band-Aids or whatever. And John allowed me to do that, so I don't see that he'll probably allow me to do that situation too. Now this Wednesday.
I'm thinking if we collected money, at least we could
Ex-
put in our backpacks.
Exactly. This Wednesday, sometime today, I'm supposed to have a video, 2-minute video from Francis. And so this Wednesday service is a love offering. Anything that's taken up during Wednesday is 100% towards Belize for Francis in this kind of situation. So that's what this is about. And I got a gut feeling John will let me at least put it up there on the thing on Sunday. But maybe not the offering for Sunday, but if somebody wants to designate it. So so that's my goal. So I'm excited that he's at least, that's the first time he's ever done an offering for Belize and or a missions trip. So that's really good. So more questions?
What does a typical day look like in Kenya?
Yeah. I basically have, and I can give you this. Miss Tina, would you pass this to Mr. Terry? Stay. For example, Monday, about 7 a.m. breakfast time frame. About 8 o'clock, we have a team devotion. The motel that we stay in is a church-run motel for missionaries. I mean, it's clean.
You wouldn't know it was a motel from the outside because it's more like a mission house for them. But they've done this for many years where they've held mission teams. The owners are extremely mission-minded because they've done mission trips, they've held mission trips, they sponsored mission trips. And so the place is set up like a hotel, but it's got a really a big kitchen that we're going to be renting that we're able to use. So we'll have food down there. So if you need a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or something, yeah, you can go make it. Or you want a cup of coffee at 6:30, yeah, you can go make it. A lot of our meals will be in there. The ladies from the church, they'll cook suppers on designated nights that we know we're going to be back in time. There's also a big enough area for us to just kind of hang out and be. It's gated. They do have a guard dog, which we have asked them because they can put it in the property across the street, but it still barks if anybody comes near us. But because it's a guard dog, we can't treat it like a pet. And so many people want to, oh, cute doggy, let me. No, you can't. And in the past, not anybody with our trips, because we have always, they've been willing to put the dog across the street. But in the past, somebody wanted to pet the nice doggy, and it did not go well. No, you don't pet a guard dog.
Yeah.
And,
So, but he's been across the street for us, but we pulled a gate across and all. So the thought pattern is that we fix our own breakfast. They were, the first year we were there, they were cooking our breakfast. So they would get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and cook our breakfast and all and have it there waiting for us. And we would come in and have our morning devotions and a set of instructions, and so to speak. And then, Mr. Bear, sit. Ends up that we'll have our marching order, so to speak, of what we're doing that day. If there are people who have construction talents, I think there is a construction project or two that Mr. Francis would like those people to do. That's the plans for the people who want to do construction. There will be construction going along with this.
So sometimes the day is divided up. Some may go to like the nursing home, and some may want to do the construction project. We may do door to door, and when we do door to door, it's more like yard to street, and we pass out the flyers telling about movie night and that. And like I said, the people are extremely friendly. We either leave it like in the little fence door area, or we actually talk to people. And like I said, they're very, very receptive to receiving things. It's not like going door in the U.S. at all. So that's a good thing. So usually we have a tighter know-how before we get there, but again, things can fluctuate. Like, oh, the nursing home fell through this morning, but we can do it tomorrow. Or the construction project we wanted to do is a little bit more complex, so we're going to run to the store first. Little things like that will come up.
Most of the time, about like you said, just like we're going to have small construction. I think Chris is going to be doing a lot of music training down there. If Hannah comes, she might be helping that. I'm not sure if you know Mr. Jordan over here. He's planning on taking his guitar, so he has a little bit of talent in that area. So there's going to be a little bit of praise and worship going on. The thought pattern is, like I said, with a little bit of construction. We're going to do some on Tuesday. Monday we got. We're going to be reaching out at the market. Lunch we be on our own. We'll come back to our compound, and then there'll be some more maybe outrage. Reaching out to tell them about the movie the next day, and then supper about 5 p.m. and then some more evangelism. So this is kind of what we had last year, but it's still massaging and developing. It might be a better word. But so every morning we're going to have a devotion. What happens is Artina will be the main lead. But what will happen is one day I'll have Chris to do the devotion as a little 5-minute, one verse, whatever the Lord's put on his heart type thing. And the next time it might be Mr. Ed or it might be Mr. Terry. So we all a part. You're just not sitting there listening to me do this all the time and you getting bored. We're all being participating, so to speak, and all.
And you'll know in advance.
You'll know definitely in advance, and you'll volunteer for these things. I'll ask for volunteers, and maybe one day we'll have Mr. Chris do like Thursday or Friday. We'll do something. So no big deal. But it's a lot of like for the day for the movie that we're going to have. By noontime, we're coming back and we're doing a lot of prep. We got to get all the popcorn cooked. We got to get all the hot dogs ready. And so it's a lot of little prep thing there. I don't know that Ed, you did much of that popcorn prep and all because you was always doing construction, trying to get it done during that time frame. So that's his specialty. It is. Mr. Ed has many talents in that area. So. Luggage-wise, I think last year Mr. Ed took a lot of his tools, and you pay for your first luggage. I pay for the next luggage because it's a mission luggage. So it ends up that if Mr. Ed's got a second bag of nothing but tools, he's got to have that for the mission. I pay for that. If we have bags for all the backpacks and all, I pay for that out of that. Now, what we do is we've done in the past, we'll sell T-shirts. Now, all of us wear T-shirts as we're traveling, and what happens is the airlines, oh, you're a group, or the customs sees you're a group, and they just kind of special treat us and get us through. So that works out extremely well. But I always print extra 50 T-shirts. And what happens is I'll sell them out here, and that's what pays for the luggage. So little small things add up. We might do a donut day or something if we realize our funds are a little short or whatever. But we'll do we'll make it all happen. Somebody's walking around, and maybe that's one of our group. Okay.
Did that answer your question? Give you an idea?
So I hope that helps.
The rooms are nice, like I said.
Oh,
it's a
yes.
Basic hotel. There is hot and cold running water. There is air conditioning. They just ask you if you're not in the room, like we leave for the day, they want the air conditioner off. But it doesn't take much to cool it back down. Every now and then there's a small glitch with the shower or something, more about that. But usually there are things that can be fixed or things that can be altered. They have always asked only 2 to a room. There's 2 double beds, but they still just want 2 people occupancy. We've even had where we've had to have one person be by themselves, and they would rather do that than have 3 in a room.
Yeah. So the thought pattern is the hot and cold running water, good air conditioning, nice clean rooms, Wi-Fi that's really, really good. I think they have 2 compounds. One is right by where they are, and they got the kitchen and all right there. If we go over the 14, which I think we're going to this year, I will put some of the people who are past goers, and the other one, which is about a half a block away, but I think it's 2 houses down, and
It's gate guarded.
it's gate guarded also. So I will work that out with the more experienced ones that's been there before. As I mentioned earlier, I will have, hang on, this young lady, I'll just say that, okay? Besides you guys, but she won't be in your room. I'll have another lady that's going with us, so to speak. If Miss Anna goes, she'll be staying with this young lady, so to speak. So it'll all work out. So
A lot of the water is bottled water, and what we've done is we've put maybe 2 or 3 big 5-gallon
5-gallon containers.
that you pump, and then that way you fill up your container, whether it's just a spare water bottle that you're keeping with you, or whether it's some Yeti cup or something like that. But we try to keep a good supply of water so that nobody runs dry.
Exactly. Sometimes we get personal with you. You've been sweating and you haven't been drinking. And like, when's the last time you peed? I'm sorry. I ask personal questions. I'd rather ask that question than you get dehydrated and then I got to deal with you. So forgive me for some of those questions I ask sometimes. Oh, mercy. Oh, it's in Belize City, okay? It's an hour and a half away. It'll be quicker to take you to Guatemala. I was even looking at, I can fly to Guatemala for $700. So it's like, can we cross the border with all our stuff? And I'm like, I don't know if I want to try any of that stuff. So, but anyway, any more questions, any thought patterns? I take good care of you to make sure you don't have to worry about anything. I like doing logistics. I want you to be a full-time missionary out there and not have to worry about anything. When we get there on Saturday, we'll check in our room and we'll be 4 or 5 o'clock, and then we'll immediately go to the grocery store, all of us, and we all push in carts, and everybody puts what they want in there for breakfast, or their fruits and their vegetables, and I want to get some ham sandwiches and some turkey sandwiches and chicken sandwiches. One lady, didn't do well with the regular milk. She wanted almond milk, no big deal. Let's all do it, and I buy it out of our food money. You don't have to worry about it. I take care of it. So, and we put it all in the refrigerator, and we have what we need. We buy sodas, and we buy orange juices or whatever we want to have. So it's a.
Very well because we eat well. I mean, I'm just going to chime in. We do that. We eat well, and there's usually money left over to help with.
Yeah, the ladies who that's right. The ladies who cook for us ends up that I bless them with some money. I think $50 I did at the very beginning, and then when I was done, I paid another $50 per person out of the food money. And that really blessed these ladies. Well, they got up early, or that's when they did all that. But I still blessed them when they only did supper for us.
Somebody has a peanut allergy, and it's anaphylactic, correct?
Yeah, he has 2 EpiPens back to back.
Please do.
Can somebody eat peanut butter around you?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes you can't.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I've heard like on airlines where the
Like if
person's
someone
so
were to
allergic,
kiss
nobody
you.
on the airline can have
My
peanut
Bella's
butter.
done that the first one. I'm just,
But
Yep.
we'll make sure
I'm
that we-
serious. Like if you were to eat a peanut butter sandwich and then give him a kiss on the cheek, I mean that. Bella's done that before.
We've
Full
had
lips.
some people allergic to carrots, so we had either her meal cooked without it or all the meals cooked without it. I think we've had somebody allergic to papaya before, so we've had some. Yours is a common allergy, but yeah. And I'm
He's
glad
got
you know what
EpiPen,
an
it's a
EpiPen
mess.
is.
Is it just peanuts? So far,
That's right. We'll find out other things maybe. It's all good.
Well, have you not eaten that we need to be aware of because you have not eaten because you might try it.
All right.
Does
Well,
anybody-
great.
If you have another food allergy, if you'll let us know, we'll make sure that, food's not cooked with that or whatever. Like I said, one girl, it was carrots, and it was an anaphylactic reaction, so.
Now we have 2 nurses with us this year. Miss Tina is a nurse. We have another nurse coming from Mississippi.
Susie.
And we have Susie, so we got 3 nurses this year. And ends up that we'll keep a close eye on us. We'll have blood pressure cuffs and things like that as we need them. But it was kind of neat. We had nurses 2 years ago, and 2 years ago 2 trips ago, and my blood pressure was starting to go up, and they says, you better get it checked out when you get back. Well, the following January, I had my stent put in because it was not getting any better. So, it was nice that they could kind of say, hey, Steve, you better look at this. So, it was neat. So, any more questions? Now, I haven't asked for names behind Mr. Chris. Yeah, Brandy, okay. This is the first time I met you, and you've already sent the money by Cash App. So, thank you. And your son's name is? Zavery? Glad to have you here, sir.
I only have 100 of them. I'm surprised that y'all don't even know them. Zay.
give him a nickname. We'll figure it out.
We can call him Zorro. So, no, we won't do that.
No, ages ago, he was in the Christmas play that we had here. He played Caesar.
Herod, all right.
I'm sorry, I got that confused. Sorry.
Caesar, they're all investments.
Well, cool. All right.
I do have a question.
Please.
Is anything going to be involved, like, going out of town or like something like that? Does that happen? Or like
What happened? We land in Belize.
resources somewhere else? Maybe or is there like group that you tour require to leave the town to get up and all that jazz?
I don't totally follow you, but I think I can clear that up. We pretty much go as a group wherever we go. when we land into Belize City, which is happen to be on the Atlantic Ocean side, we have to travel across the whole country to get where Pastor Francis is on the Guatemala side, and that's about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And yeah, when we stop to eat and all, which is good. And I cover those meals in our food allotments that I collect from you in advance. And so the thought pattern is there's times that we do travel, and I think we're going to go to on that following Sunday after church. We're going to go to another area, but we'll be going as a group. So we also on Friday we have a free day. We get to be a tourist, and so there is what's that Mayan city there? There is also a cave with a river through it. We did that last year, really enjoyed that. We're swimming in one of the rivers. There's a handful of things that we really can do and enjoy ourselves. So, Jordan, what are you thinking about? Where you want Mayan City, or you want?
Now swimming in the river, that's cool now. We just went out in the middle of nowhere and jumped in.
And it was funny. We thought we found these gorgeous green rocks, and we all brought rocks home in our luggage. And it's like, I even got one cut open, because I'm like, it's going to be gorgeous on the inside. It was a mud rock. It was brown all the way through. So I had an extra 15 pounds of rocks, and it was nothing. So I got them. They're cut in half, and when I'm pulling the boat out to go fishing, I put the flat rocks in front of the tires so they don't go nowhere. So at least I got a use. So, but I thought I was going to have some gorgeous rocks. I had one of them cut open. They're mud rocks.
Where we stay in, there's not a whole lot of places to walk to. The stores that are within a few blocks, it's better to drive than just to walk, because you don't get lost that way. Okay, so anyway,
That's what
Like-
cell phones are
like-
for, right?
like
Oh.
sometimes I know Ed needed a part or something, and they went to Spanish Lookout.
No, we haven't did that. No, that was the.
You know, and that was one time, and that was just a couple of them with construction. Heck, I didn't know they went until they were already back.
Yeah.
So, little things like that. The nursing home, is 20 minutes away.
We've never been to the children's home they're talking about, so we don't know how far away that is, but I feel sure it's not that far.
Yeah, and usually there's a van that we use as a group, and then Susie and Francis has their car.
And they let me drive most of the time, and or Ed drive when he's going to Spanish Mountain, whatever. So,
That
so
help a little bit.
Yeah, I was wondering, we saying put right there. That was my question.
Pretty much.
pretty much is that area. There'll be plenty for us to do and relax, and it's
When we were in Samoa, every single day we traveled. I mean, it was an hour to 2 hour to wherever we had to go to do the mission and come back. But this is more local.
okay.
Everything is, we like 2 to 3 days. Most of the time, unless you do the ocean.
Yeah. So ends up being a pretty tight knit group when we're there. We get to know each other pretty darn well. When we come back, it's kind of neat. We've been to Costa Rica with the church, and we've been to Honduras and Guatemala. It was Nicaragua we went to, and then we've been up. And the mission people just kind of like, it's like we've kind of let our veil down, so to speak, if I can use that word, and we see the real people and all. It's not like, hi, how you doing? I'm doing great. You get to know each other, and so it's really, and so when we come to church, we always saying hello, and then we kind of get to know each other a little bit better. So
It's kind of hard to hide stuff when you're elbow deep and sheetrock mud, and you got sweat around your places. It's kind of hard to hide.
It is. It is.
when you are a Caucasian man, but you are a white man when you came out of that sheetrock.
When I come out of that doing that sheetrock, I was very loud.
Oh, it is a very bonding experience. So, yep, excellent.
It says literally.
Okay.
Get bonded to the wall.
So, you're not spoiling my dog, are you?
We're all just waiting for the meeting to be over so we can just.
I'll go see him. That's right. It's funny. We've nicknamed him the rock star. I take him to the flea market, and everybody, oh hey Bear, how you doing? How you doing? It's like, who am I?
Chopped liver too.
I'm chopped liver, but everybody loves on Bear. That's fine. He loves the social side of the flea market. So as a whole, I'm gonna close up the meeting unless we have anything else we need to do. Talk about question wise, but I'm always. I think I've always given my phone number out to all my emails. I'd be glad to do that for you.
Is email the best way to reach y'all, or do we need to start with a text, like a chat group? I know I said the word.
A group.
I know.
So whatever you would like, we can do. We can do a combination, so it'll all work out. Yeah. He's making his rounds to get love from everybody.
My arm's getting longer.
Yeah. So, okay. I think I'm about ready for deposits if everybody's okay with that. Unless you got particular questions or thoughts, I'll help you out. So I'm going to stop this little thing.